So how can organizations and institutions better support the mental health needs of medics in the pre-hospital setting? And are there any initiatives or programs that have shown promising results?
One of the best way for organizations to support medics is one, a good pay for medics, at least, because medics also they need to support their families, they need to pay rent, they need to support themselves. So a good pay is good. So don't underpay medics, and also
even for their mental health.
Yes, even for their mental health. It's good. Actually, also offer what we call counseling. You can have a program whereby you're having an incident stress debriefing, whereby after an incident you're having a debriefing with these medics, especially paramedics and emergency medical technicians, because you don't just assume that it's normal for them to have to see human suffering. So you can have that program with them. Have professional counselors, which is a very good thing for them. And also, wasaidia sana sana in terms of you can be able to recognize, as organizations, you can be able to recognize some changes with these medics, maybe in how they relate with co-workers, in how also, maybe also some of them might go into alcoholism, which is something that you might also want to notice, and also drugs. When you notice that, kindly help them. I think organizations do play a bigger role in this.
Are there any organizations that are actually taking the initiative?
Not really. I've not seen actually any organization, because ideally the organizations expect you to work. They expect you to work to make returns, but in terms of a mental issue, I've not really seen. But if there is one, I might also be wrong. If there is one, actually, that's a plus for them. But I'll also, what I'll say is organizations, you need to support medics in terms of their mental issues.
True.
These cut across even the other medics, doctors, nurses and staff. So all of them, kindly support them. But for pre-hospital setting, it's just like we are kind of forgotten. Kindly do that.
Finally, what advice would you give to aspiring medics who are entering or considering a career in the pre-hospital setting in terms of preparing for and managing the potential mental health?
The medics, or the upcoming or the aspiring medics, what I will advise you is to be aware of the risks that are associated with what you are going to do. And the moment you're aware, you're able to easily cope with it. So actually just be aware of the risks that are associated with the mental health issues in this field. Give yourself some, learn from other medics, learn from experience, so that you're able to handle yourself and also able to handle your fellow medics, and also able to recognize if there's any other mental or if there's any mental issue that is coming in. Learn to recognize signs of stress, because these are some of the things that we miss. Signs of stress, maybe you can say in terms of how medics associate with others. Learn to recognize if someone is indulging in drugs. Learn to recognize how people are associating with themselves with friends and families. If there's any slight change, it's also good to chip in and make sure that you take care of each other. What I'll encourage medics, aspiring medics, take care of each other and take care of yourself.
I also feel like when you're prepared, when you know the risks, you know what measures that you can put up to counter-attack anything that would...
Yes, the moment you know the risk, you're able to to prepare yourself for the worst. So it's just like, know your enemy so that you can be able to fight your enemy.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's it.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana
for finding time and coming on this show.
Yes.
We appreciate you and everything that you have given us today.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not easy to do what you do every day, you know, and still be, what should I say? Let me just say normal.
Yes.
Because you encounter so much.
Yes, sure. There's no good. Nobody feels good when someone's getting injured. Nobody feels good when someone is not okay. And everyone expects us to be maybe a superhero, or maybe even someone who is can be able to take care of someone else. But also, you forget that also medics need to be actually they need to be taken care of. Right? Call that medic friend of yours. Actually, talk to him, talk to her. Mjulie hali. It's very much. It will be very much helpful. Kama unaweza engage. Don't just call him because you have a pimple, you need to be helped. Don't just call emergency. No. Also call just kujulia hali anaendelea vipi, and that actually will be very much helpful. You don't need to give him anything. You just need to say your day will be okay. You just need to say you'll be okay, and it's enough for the medic.
That's good. Yes. Thank you so much.
Asante sana Nicole. Yeah, it was a good session with you. Now Mungu aweza kubariki for actually kuendelea na hii program. Touch more people actually.
Thank you.
Yes.
As we come to the end of this episode, it's clear that addressing mental well-being of medics in the pre-hospital setting is of utmost importance. These dedicated professionals selflessly serve their community, saving lives and providing vital care during times of crisis. However, the nature of their work can take a toll on their mental health, and it's crucial that we recognize, support, and uplift them in their journey.
Yeah, sure.
Throughout this conversation, we've explored the common mental health challenges faced by medics in the pre-hospital setting, highlighting the unique pressure they encounter. We've also had stories that shed light on the impact of these challenges, and so on both medics themselves and the care they provide. Importantly, we've also discussed practical coping strategies that can help medics protect their mental well-being in the face of adversity. It's clear that organizations and institutions must step up and prioritize the mental health needs of medics, by implementing initiatives and programs that support access to resources and a safe space for open dialogue. So to all medics listening, we want you to know that your mental health matters. It's okay to ask for help, to prioritize your well-being, and to acknowledge the impact of your work can have on your mental state. As we conclude this episode, let's continue the conversation, spread awareness, and advocate for the mental well-being of medics in the pre-hospital setting. Together we can create a culture that supports these everyday heroes, ensuring that they receive the care that they deserve as they infuse magic into the lives that they touch. Keep infusing magic, and until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.